Hello guys and welcome back to mantalk.ke. This episode is season 5, episode 7, and we're here at Art Caffe at the Gallant Mall on Parklands Road. It's a lovely branch and we're about to have a very interesting conversation. Oscar, this is the first time we've had women at the table.
It's a lovely branch.
It's a lovely branch.
With lovely ladies.
Yes, in fact, yes. So on my left we have Foi Wambui.
We have the beautiful, the amazing, the astounding,
The delectable.
Joyce Maina.
Excuse me, where was the
No, I didn't know we were going that way. I thought
Retake, do another take.
the illustrious, the flabbergastingly talented. Nah, it's just Foi, innit? Cool. So,
Wow.
I'm joking.
We should call this women talk.
Women
Are we
talk.
Rebranding.
Rebranding.
Yeah,
Rebranding.
yeah.
I'm here for it. It's
Women-
Women's
yeah.
Month as well, right? So, yeah.
It's Women's Month.
It's Women's Month. Yeah. So
We told him that, like, off air, he had no idea.
2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He didn't
But I
Google it.
said
He
it's
didn't Google
Women's
it
Day
either.
every day.
It's Women's Day
Every
every
day,
day.
every
Every
day.
day.
That's
Every day.
so corny.
Yeah.
Come
Whatever.
on.
Whatever.
You smiled before.
No, I
Joyce,
laughed.
you did.
I laughed sarcastically.
There's a difference.
But they're actors, so actresses, so we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know. Yeah. Speaking of being actresses, we had an episode with two gents here, and we had the men's perspective of the industry. So today we really want to dive into the flip side of that and how it's being a woman in the industry. And since people probably recognize you straight away when they're seeing this, we want to start with before they recognized you. So before there was lights, camera, action, we want to know how you got to that space. So for you guys within your like household and when you were younger, how did you discover your talent and was it nurtured early on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think for me, it started when I was in primary school. So like, we used to have concert days and I was always on stage, always. Like emceeing, acting, we went for drama festivals. Then high school as well, it was the same thing. I was in drama festival as well. Then I was the best actress in Form 3, I think.
We had Pascal, best
Yeah,
actress.
we
and
really
then-
have the best.
Only the best.
You only have the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I mean, of course, it's high school and really it's a completely different ball game from like commercial acting. But like that really sets the standard for me and it made me realize that this is something that I like doing. And then after high school, of course, now you get into theater, do a lot of play. I did plays for a majority of my career. Like my portfolio is majority on like theater. And
This is
then
running
I got
theme.
into like
Yeah.
film and now that's what I'm doing. But if I could, I would still go back to theater 100%. It's the best thing
And was-
ever.
You enjoyed theatre.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying it's a grind, but you have to love it. That's
Yeah, yeah.
the
Theater is hard, man.
Yeah.
I think I've only done, like, mine is the opposite. Theater, I think I only have one in my portfolio. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't do theater, like, at all. Because, like, growing up, I really loved watching TV. You look at like, my mom was, like, a working mom. And, you know, my parents were barely in the house, like, during the day.
Yeah.
So if I'm not doing homework, I'm watching TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I remember, there's a time I remember watching TV and thinking, oh, my God, these guys go to work to be different people every day. That is so cool. And like that thought, like it didn't even like cross my mind that I wanted to be an actress or anything. So when I was in class 5, I was in an all-girls school and they were casting for the role of a boy. So I saw guys like standing in line, everyone
Yeah.
audition. Then my teacher was like, Joyce, come and audition. I got the role
For
because
Of course,
I was
yeah.
a bit of a tomboy.
Yeah.
So that's why she was like, you know what, teacher, just come and try.
Yeah.
But after that, I never acted again. Wasn't even on TV. Even in high school, I didn't do anything.
Really?
So in university is when now a friend of a friend pushed me into doing commercials, and I was reluctant at first. I was just like, listen, I think you got the wrong person. Go and ask
Yeah.
Nani. Go and ask. So
Yeah.
he pushed me until finally I was like, you know what, let me just go. And that's how I did my first TV commercial.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm sure the product sold because you have a face for TV, my dear.
It was about abstinence.
That's very interesting. So you've mentioned your parents and your one.
Yeah.
Was your talent, were you pushed towards it? Because we know in an African household, sometimes when you're like, I want to go down the creative field, they're like, but that's not a doctor.
Yeah.
So that's not a lawyer. So that's,
Yeah.
you know,
I
so
think,
how was that?
I think for me, I wasn't necessarily pushed towards it, but it was never discouraged because I was also good at school. So
Yeah.
like, if you're getting good grades, you can do
Yeah.
whatever else you want.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
be, and it was the same even in high school.
Yeah.
Like to be in drama club, you had to be good in school. You had to get good grades to be in drama club.
May I ask which high school that was?
Rara.
Oh, Riara.
Yeah, it was in Rara. So
Okay.
like you had to be good. So like because I was good, it was like okay. And my parents are very very supportive. They love everything that I do. They watch everything that I do. They come for all my shows.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
like it's never been an issue.
Yeah. Same here. Like my parents, as much as they, because I think I got into it much later, like in life. Like they didn't even know it's something that I could do. All of a sudden, I'm here and I'm there and I'm here. They supported a lot as much as they didn't understand. You know, and especially my father, and I told him, listen, I can't go to school and go to work. Okay, I'm a main character. He didn't understand, but he let me like take my sem break. But he was constantly pushing me. He'd call me, hi, how are you? So school? Oh, how are you doing? Do you need anything? How's school? Like he kept pushing me to finish school, but he never once like made it be like, if you want acting, you would have finished.
No,
he was very supportive.
I think for most parents, they just have to see it working for them to be like, okay, this is something that's working, then continue.
And she's making money, especially when you start making money, bro. They're like, okay, yes.
we can get behind
when their friends are like, oh yeah, Niliona mtoto wako
on
this show, and this show is like,
So I made that child.
There's a lot of family pride that comes with
being on TV.
You guys.
Even my grandmother, when she sees billboards in like shags, she'll call my mother.
That's sweet.
We said in one episode, we were saying, because sometimes people be like, okay, I don't get that kind of support, but we said this in one of our episodes that if you don't have a plan, let somebody else give you a plan until you figure out what you're doing. So I think the problem is kids going, they're like, I want to do this, but they're not showing, okay, what's your next steps? Like, there's no plan. So that's why they're like, listen to the parents, like listen to us because we can see you don't have.
You don't have a plan.
And
also, like, I feel like parental support is a big part of success in the creative industry. Because the fact that they can step in and say, you know what, my child is talented differently, and being able to identify that is something that's not conventional in African homes.
Yes, that's very true.
It's just a beautiful thing for you guys to actually come on camera and say, you know, that our parents were there for us when we needed them to be, even for them.
As much as they didn't understand, honestly, until the day my dad died, he can't really explain everything that I used to do. But he just supported.
That's really cute. So if parents are watching, just let them do their thing.
Let them do their thing.
Yeah, just clap for them. Just clap for them.
Okay.
So how did you guys get from from high school all the way to like now commercial acting? What was the pipeline from that point to the next?
A lot of auditions.
Too many to
I won't even lie to you. Oh my god. So okay, after I did the TV commercial, I still wasn't very sure it was like a path I wanted to chase until now, a few years later, and the same guy told me, listen, they are auditioning for MTV Sugar 2. I told you to go for the first one, you didn't go for this one. Because same thing, nice. I told him, listen, go and ask Nani, I don't think I can do it. So when the second one was coming, of course I went. We were like 300 people, 400 people, and they kept narrowing us down, I think, to from 300, 200, 150.
Were you surprised every time you pushed
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. I was expecting not to hear my name every round. Like, I actually made it to like the final 6, but I guess that's where like I choked and stuff, and I didn't get the role. So I feel like I've told this story before, and that's when now Lupita was there. She was co-directing for the second one. So I didn't even know it was her. A random number called me and they're like, yeah, I saw you at the public auditions. I think you did well. Would you like to come for the private ones? I was like, they are private auditions? I woke up at 7 and went home at 7 p.m. But they are private auditions. I was like, you know what, cool, I'll come. I went, I did the audition. I did great. She was like, great, come. That was the next day or the 2 days after that.
So like, Lupita actually like picked you out, singled you out.
Yeah.
How much of an honor was that?
It was great. I think after that, as much as I didn't get the role, as much as I didn't get that role, the fact that she singled me out, and actually when we met outside Skylarks a few days, I think, to my birthday or on my birthday, she was like, you're very talented. You not being chosen has nothing to do with your talent. It was just blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's when I was like, yes, now I'm chasing it.
Supportive, because you know, a lot of guys just see Lupita on screen. We never really get stories that tell us about who she is as a person.
I mean, to me, she was, because she's the one who singled me out and then told me the things that I needed to hear to be like, okay, I can do this.
That's really interesting.
Okay. I think for me now, it was, I finished high school. You know, you leave high school with this Best Actress title. You're thinking, oh my gosh,
I'm gonna
every
make
audition
it.
that I go to, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
But like acting for drama festival is like very theatrical. It's very exaggerated. So like it's not like that. You now have to relearn.
TV.
Yeah, you have to relearn a lot of things. And so for me, I did a lot of auditions after high school, and it was mostly for theater because I love theater. So it was mostly for theater. I'd go for a lot of theater auditions. I got a lot of no's. I did a lot of free jobs. Like, theater does not pay well, number one.
Everyone says this,
Theater takes a lot of time. Like, sometimes we'd have rehearsals for like 3 months, only to do like a weekend. And then what you get is like, it's like literally like you're just repaying yourself for the fare that you used to go for auditions. Like,
are you kidding me?
That long?
Yeah, because like if you calculate how much you use for fare for 3 months, and food.
That's
And then
exactly what you're getting back.
That's what you're getting
At
back.
the end of the
There's no
weekend.
expenses. They don't do expenses.
Nope.
Yeah,
I couldn't
this
do it.
this
I
girl
couldn't
is
do it.
business
I
savvy. What to even think that at
Yeah,
that
I'm
age?
reimbursing. Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
amazing.
like, I mean, if it's something that you love, you keep at it. You keep hoping and praying that it's gonna go somewhere. And for me, that's what happened. So after that, I got into film because we started doing short films with a couple of people that I was doing theater with. Because of the short films, we won a couple of them, and then that led to me getting auditions for films and now series, and like, so it was like a gradual process for me. I mean, there are
was a
people
process.
who
Yeah,
there are people who just enter and they get the roles, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think for everyone the journey is different. For me, it was a
100%.
very gradual process, and sometimes you can just be like, whew, I've
Yeah.
been doing this for a year, 2
Yeah,
years, this is
yeah.
not
Stamina.
working.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, also mine was very gradual because people saw me on Sumula Pinzo like, oh my god, she got a lead role. I'm like, bruh, I auditioned for 2 years before I got nothing.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
an extra, not a feature, not even the person walking behind the camera. But the first role, but the first role I got was a lead role. So you see what I mean by the journey
Yeah,
is different?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
what I needed to go through all of that to get here. And it's so funny how the universe works because that audition was in my head going to be my last audition. Because can you
Yeah.
imagine
No way.
auditioning for 2 years and getting nothing. I was even
Yeah.
supposed to go for a wedding that day. I was like, you know what, let me just go do this audition, go
Yeah.
for my wedding and live my life.
Yeah.
And that's the role that I got.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that's
The
the
universe was like, ha ha
repetition.
ha, you think
Yeah.
you're done? Yeah.
That repetition
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
pushed you towards that next level.
And that's
Because,
something
you know,
that, that's something
I
that
learned a lot from
people
auditions,
don't-
a lot. Sometimes it's not, as an let me tell actresses out there, it's not bad to ask a casting director or whoever who was auditioning you, yo,
Why
what did I
did
do
I-
wrong?
Wrong,
Yeah,
exactly.
so that you can next time you go, you're better.
Yeah.
If you
So
if you do something wrong again next time, you
I
make
remember,
it better.
I
like
remember
that.
my first film audition. No, it was a series audition. Actually, it was for Selena. I went for the audition for Selena, and I didn't get it, of course. And it wasn't about anything. It was just because, as I said, I was still learning to be
On TV.
on TV and not be on theater, because
Yeah.
theater acting is different from
Yeah, TV is very subtle. Like
Yeah.
it's just like an
We're talking.
eyebrow lift.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
theater,
Yeah.
because you're
Smirk,
acting,
yeah.
theater, you're acting to like a crowd that's seated at the back.
They
You
need
have
to
be a
see
bit
you.
Everything is more animated. Yeah.
And so, like, I remember the director was like, "You're a really great actor, but you need to learn to act for film."
TV.
And that was great feedback, because
Yeah.
after that, like, I'd go and rehearse. I'd do monologues at home, film myself, be like, okay, am I natural? Is that how I would talk in a conversation?
Interesting, yeah.
Is that like, so it's a learning process. You might go for an audition and you get a no, but it can be a lesson.
Yeah.
You know.
So true. That's so true. That's been a running theme that even the guys last time said, like,
Yeah.
the no doesn't mean it's always going to be no. It means
Yeah.
the process.
No,
You've
but-
mentioned,
yeah, and like also what she said, that's
Yeah.
very interesting. First, two observations. The first observation I have is a lot of men in your life have like lifted you up, because like the man
Yes,
who from
yes,
TV
yes,
Sugar
yes.
like lifted you up
Yeah.
and got you to where you. I hope he did it in a way that's ethical and
Yeah,
like,
it was very
you
ethical.
know,
Yeah.
so men are participating in developing women in society as well. And this also justifies kind of why we have them on the show.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to kind of let men know that it's sometimes when you see talent and you're in a position of power, lift it up.
You can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
In
look
the
at where
right
you
way.
guys are now.
Yeah.
And
that's
on
true,
the
that's
same
true.
light, like for me, I think after high school, me and a friend of mine, he's a guy, like he's also an actor, great actor. He was actually on You Again. Because we cleared high school at the same time, and we used to see each other a lot in drama festivals, so we were really, really close. He's called Maurice, and me and him went for so many auditions together. I remember like unapanda matatu, mnaenda Rongai. We used to go to like on Thika Road together for
Yeah.
auditions.
Yeah.
And we're just like, okay, it's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay, next time. And so it was so nice to have that kind of support. Like,
Yeah.
I'm supporting you, we're supporting each other.
Yeah.
Even now, when we're at a place where we're both growing and we're actually on screen, it's like, wow,
Yeah,
you
you've
remember
done the
when we used to
process
do
together.
that?
True, yeah,
that's true,
It's
that's
so
true.
nice.
Yeah.
support system is really key, and
Yeah.
you've mentioned the process so many times. I want to know from you guys, how did you deal with those no's? Like, was there a coping mechanism that you came up with, or was it just I just go for it emotionally, or was it just like, you know, when I say no, okay, I have to like decompress, do this. How did you cope with that?
I took it personally.
Give it to me.
I wouldn't
me
even
another one.
lie.
Give me another
I wouldn't
one.
even lie. Before I
You got
figured it
Michael
out,
Jordan in the house.
Yeah.
Took it personally.
Personally, yeah.
before I figured it out,
Yeah.
I took it so personally. So I think the more I kept going, the more I realized, okay, so it's not me.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll flat out tell you, listen, we're looking for a family, and you don't like look like
Don't
you're
look like
part
a
of the
mother.
family. You did great. Other times you'd be told, okay, you know, we get you 23, but you look 19, like that.
Yeah.
Like when I started learning, okay, it's not me. I'm not the problem. That's how I learned to deal with it. But at the beginning, I took it personally.
Yeah.
What I was like, wow, these guys hate me. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, I think for me, I used to go home and I'd just cry.
Oh, yeah.
I'd cry, I'd call my friends, and then it's over. Like you move on.
Oh, you just get it out of your
Yeah, I
system,
just get it out of my system. I think it's disappointment.
Yeah.
It's painful.
It's-
Like
yeah.
you've worked for this thing, you've practiced, you've done the work, and then you get a no. Of course, you'll feel some type of way, and anyone who says they're okay with it is just lying.
Yeah.
Because you'll feel some type of way, but how you deal with it is
It's
what
different.
matters.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I really like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Bring me the coffee on that very high note.
Yes, it's
Bring me
here.
the coffee.
It's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They've got the art of the city.
Oh,
cups.
let's go.
Beautiful.
Right.
That's
They
a
picked
good-
a
Yeah, they pick different artists and then they
By
put
they- they're
Cyprian
different ones.
Yeah,
Kiswili.
yeah.
Blueberry
Oh,
blast.
yeah, Berry Blast. Yeah, that's me. Thank you so
What
much.
did you order?
The lemon ginger still.
A lemon ginger.
Solid.
Living
Solid.
life easy. Soft life incorporated.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
this is so nice.
I know, right? Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Cool. So
Oh, I love
basically,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, so and this is something I keep telling people. All these people who are always like, oh my God, Joyce, please get me a job. Oh my God, I've been auditioning for so long. I'm not getting anything. I keep telling them auditioning is part, rejection is part of the game.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk in and get the first role you get. Trust me, you won't get the
Yeah.
first 2, you won't get the first 10, you
Yeah.
probably won't get the first 20.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
rejection is part of the
Oh,
game.
you could.
Or you could, but
Yeah.
at the same time, don't expect it to happen.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's worse to get it fast? Do you think it's worse for it to just work out straight
Yeah,
away?
because you wouldn't have worked for it, you wouldn't
Yeah.
know what to do with
Yeah.
yourself.
And then
I
rejection,
think
yeah.
by the time I got that first role, I was like, I'm ready. I know everything. There's
Yeah.
nothing that I can't do. As much as I didn't know, as much as I thought I did. The director and the actresses, they definitely held my hand a bit, but I was ready.
Yeah, I think there's something that I always say, like, and I tell people this: if you want to be an actor, at least prepare for it, so that when you have the opportunity, you
Yeah.
meet it prepared.
Yes.
Don't sit
Exactly.
at home and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting anything. Are you preparing for it? You can.
Yeah.
Are you doing any work?
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
get into that audition room, do you have what it takes to actually
Yeah.
get that role,
Yeah.
or are you just sitting sulking in the house?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
Even
That's a very
simple
impressive-
things.
Yeah.
Even simple things like dressing the part. It's so important.
Yeah.
Because you can't go and audition for a role for where you're ghetto and you're wearing high heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dress the part. Wear batangomas. Wear the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
You have to be
The
in
character.
character
Yeah.
so that they believe you. Because that's the same way
Yeah.
I got now this Tindi from Sumula Penzi. I was auditioning for a smaller role, but somebody pulled out. So of course the smaller role I was supposed to be a receptionist. So I was in heels, looking nice.
Yeah.
So when I went and auditioned for this other one, the first thing the director told me was remove your shoes.
Wow.
And that's
yeah.
how I got into the character for Tindi. Because as in Tindi was like a girl from Shags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't be walking around in heels.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Opportunity meeting
Yes.
preparation,
Yeah.
basically.
Now, let's talk about now mistakes that you would have avoided in the industry.
Yeah.
What would you have done differently if you were starting afresh now? And what mistakes do you think that young actresses and young thespians should avoid as they start off their career?
Wow, that's a good question.
It's a good question.
That is
Yeah.
a good question. What would I avoid?
Mistakes are good, but they're not all necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like everything I've gone through in this industry, I needed to go through it
Okay.
for me to be where I am now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I would have started earlier because for me, my career started when I was 23. I would have started when I was younger, maybe 18, 19, but
Yeah.
of course I didn't have the confidence, I didn't have the self-esteem. So those are things I needed to deal with at the same time.
Exactly.
Because you can't walk into this industry with low self-esteem.
Oof.
You can't do it. If I had the self-esteem I had
Especially
then now,
as a
I wouldn't be
woman.
here anymore. As a
Serious.
woman, I would not be here anymore.
Wow.
So I think that's the only thing I'd change. I'd probably start chasing it earlier.
What
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Foi, who clearly would be killing people? Yeah, she'd be just throwing jabs.
I don't know what gives you that perspective.
You're
Of
saying
it.
that the whole
I'm
movie.
like the sweetest human
Yeah.
being.
Guys, she's not.
She says.
She looked at the menu, and the one thing she saw, I will not say on camera, but my God, I
The
was like,
disclaimer at the bottom of
the
the
disclaimer
No, but it was just there. The disclaimer was okay.
in fine print.
She knows the industry. She knows.
You might, if you need a law firm, I know a few guys.
Well, if I fail at this artist thing,
That's the next.
it's
That's
gonna be a
the-
lawyer.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think for me, I don't know. I think maybe let's talk about this 5-10 years later, and maybe I'll have an answer. I can't pinpoint a mistake that I'd be like, okay, that's it. Yeah. And it's not that because I've been perfect or I've done everything right. It's just because like I can't see how my journey would have been different. Like everything has led up to who I am right now.
Yeah.
Every step, everything that I've done, when you look back at it now, it's like, okay, now it makes sense. It makes sense why that happened. It makes sense. You know, it's built me to some extent. So maybe 10 years from now, we can have this conversation and I'll be like,
we'll still be here.
We'll
still be here at the table.
There's a quote in my head that goes, every error, every sacrifice made has led me to today.
That's true. That's very true.
I like that. I really like that.
So
That's very true.
That's basically what
Yeah,
you
the same
confirm.
thing. Yeah.
Joyce, you mentioned being a woman and needing that kind of energy
Yeah.
in this industry.
Yeah.
How different have you seen your experience to maybe your male counterparts in the journey?
I mean, things like discussing your body, they think is something that's necessary. You're too skinny. You need to add some weight.
Yeah.
Just for me, mostly it's been body shaming, because you know you'll hear people like, you won't hear them, you just hear whispers, and I'm like, wow, like, this guy's actually talking about my body,
really, like
behind my back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or like there's some there's some very
behind my back.
I'm like, you just come tell me to my face.
Yeah, come and tell me
I
you
need
look
to add
nice.
weight. Come tell me. Come tell me I need to add weight. I guess there's been some, I wouldn't say for me personally, the women who are complaining that men are a bit what's the word? Chauvinistic on set, but I really have not experienced this. I can't pinpoint situation.
That's good to hear, because we always hear the negative side. That's good to hear.
I mean, I think generally being a man and a woman in this industry is completely different, and you cannot deny that. And it is what it is. It's okay. Even right now, generally in the world, you see that women's stories are being told more on film and series. You have a lot of, like, I've gone to sets, first of all, where everyone behind the camera is a man. And you're just like, where are the women directors? Where are the women, sound engineers? I mean, they're there, but they're very few. They're very few. Even until recently, you're finding stories are about women's stories. You know, like even Crime and Justice, the first 2 episodes are about the things women go through.
I really picked up on that. From
what is
being a mistress.
Being a mistress, you know, like it's stories that are important to us, and it's just because the industry is growing and we have space to tell both stories. You know, we have more opportunities and more platforms to be like, okay, this is what the stories about men, this is the stories about women, this is the stories about everyone. So at least for now, I feel like there's a lot of growth in terms of being a woman in the industry. And if you're a woman in the industry now, you're just like, yes, I'm proud to see this. I'm happy to see a woman directing.
Exactly.
You know, it's nice.
And how
my
important
first
is it?
director was actually a lady, so that was nice.
Okay.
How important is it for a woman to write a script and get it from that perspective? How important is that for you? Can you take a script that you can tell is from a woman and then can tell us from a man?
I mean, women are more detailed generally, you know what I mean? Like they want you to go into like the heart of the scene, not just like peruse through it, like go deep into it. I can't really tell the difference, but I've realized that scripts that women write personally are better. Of course, they need some editing here and there from like the men, because you know they have more experience and everything. But they're usually better.
But also sometimes like both sides are good, because a woman's script can sometimes tend to be a bit more emotional than a man's script, where it's just all emotion. But is the storyline making sense? Like there's 2 sides of the coin. Like both sides are okay. Like you just have to have a balance. Not like, oh, we are all men, so we are all gonna.
And also, there's some scenes that need a woman's perspective. You know, like this mansplaining is not necessary. Like this weird thing I saw on TikTok of this lady telling some guy she was seeing that, you know, she's going to be on her period until what day. He was like, no, women have their period for 3 days, not 5. I'm like,
that could have been cut out the script.
Even
I'm like, no.
Even behind the scenes, like if you have someone, if you have
for 5 days, I'm like, what?
That's a very shocking
you have, like, if you have a woman on set, sometimes a woman can be like, okay, did you have to show her ass like that?
Exactly.
Did you have to, does that add value to the story, or does that take away from the character?
Or
Does
even
it
simple
add
things like
to the character?
your costume. They'll notice, hey, this button is not closed, your strap is showing. Men will be like, let's shoot. They're very narrow-minded. They'll be like, we're here to shoot and shoot only. But it's good to have a balance of both. But it's nice to see women do it more, because we tend to go more into detail, more into like telling the actual story, not just the action and the the love scenes. You know, it's
love
something.
scenes.
Yeah.
Women's are a big part.
They love it. Oscar, we've seen the difference in terms of having women part of our team.
I was actually about to just go there.
Go.
First of all, where's the camera for focus? Is it this one? First of all, I'd like to thank Beryl, who is to my left.
Yes.
She's the director. As you can tell, we've been slamming it.
Yeah.
Absolutely killing it. This lady is a cold-blooded woman. She sees anything. The level of detail which we've been able to achieve at Man Talk, a lot of it is because of Beryl and her team. And the boys who do not want their names mentioned. But Beryl is
Fantastic.
Beryl is the one responsible.
Yeah.
So if you guys have noticed that jump up in quality, it's because you have a female director.
100%.
Nice.
100%.
Yeah, and
Come on.
Man Talk.k is a space where we have men having honest
And elevating conversations.
But it's also a safe space for women.
Let's
as
not
well.
forget
Yes,
the
it
social media.
is.
Social media corner. Becky in the social
Hey,
media
wait,
corner.
wait,
Becky in the social media corner.
wait, hold on.
Becky in the social media corner.
Bex, she's actually, like, let's not go.
She's like,
Let's not
no,
get- yeah,
stop it.
she's killing it. She's
Like,
killing it.
You know, I always forget, like, she's shy, but I always try to keep the publicity low. Like, for Bex, I'll ramp it up a bit.
Yeah, you can't.
Go and follow her at I am Kirote.
Yeah.
Follow her completely, like all of her pictures.
100%.
Run.
Yeah. Oscar, we always talk about, to change gears, we always talk about, we always say stamina is more important in business. And we said this in the last episode
In every
about the
episode.
creative, every episode. I want to know how much work ethic has played a role in your success. Because like you said, some people sit at home and they're not doing the work, but they expect the results.
Yeah.
How did you get the mindset of how effective you need to be with your work and how consistent you need to be? How was that?
Definitely a lot of work has gone into it. I won't even lie, because we like money. You can't make money
Over
from
here,
one,
we like it over here. We like
you
it over
can't
here.
only make money from one source of income.
Multiple streams.
So multiple streams.
Yeah.
There are days I would leave, like let's say I'm shooting a TV series and then go and shoot a TV commercial, or vice versa. There's a day I was even like sick as a dog. I was chewing on like vitamin C tablets so that I could finish both jobs. You know what I mean?
Wow,
So
we love
if
that.
someone tells you, oh my God, I wish I was on, little do you know they were shot at the same time.
Yeah.
Production, I was doing Monica and then I was doing Selena at the same time.
Wow.
You don't know that, but you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, Joyce is on everything.
Yeah.
But do you know how much work I put into it? That's like 6 months of like not, or 3 months of not having a life.
lot.
Just
Yeah.
this job, this job. But you know what? Like I said, we like the money, so we have to do it.
A lot of the checks in the
Yeah.
entertainment industry, like I told you,
Yeah.
from what we were analyzing when we were looking at how exactly you can enter the entertainment space in
Yeah.
Man Talk, a lot of the checks are pink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pink.
We're making that money. my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
They are running that
Yeah.
check. And,
Yeah.
and if men are at home watching this, thinking about entering the creative space, there's a lot of room.
Yeah.
But because a lot of the checks are pink.
And I have to say it's because we deserve it.
We do.
Because we
Oh, I
put
love
in
that.
the
We work so
work.
hard.
It's not about women are getting everything. No. We are putting the hours. Same to her.
Yeah.
Last month, I was shooting Crime and Justice undercover. I have my TV show, Yes Ndio, and I was still shooting content.
Yeah.
And my friends asked me, Connie, how many hours do you have in a day? And I
Like,
still
we
have
just
time
use
for my
them well.
friends.
Yeah, we
And
just
my
use our
family.
hours well.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Like,
And she has time for friends, family, and a social life.
Social
Yes,
life.
yes.
It's
and
incredible.
and I think it's about discipline. If you want something hard enough, you
You'll
will
work
go for it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I've had people who reached out and they're like, okay, Foi, please, I want to be an actor, and I help them.
Yeah.
I even have a highlight on my Instagram about acting questions,
Yeah.
and I've answered them, like where you can get auditions.
Yeah, and I'm always
What you
posting
can
auditions
do.
as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I sent someone an audition that I had just seen. A few weeks later, the person reached out to me and is like, Foi, is there another acting job? I'm like, did you
Like,
go for
did
the
you
one?
me?
Did you go for the one that I gave you?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
So
Because
so
you
then-
want me to spoon
Yeah.
feed you.
Feed you
I'm like,
everything.
okay, here. Hey, take.
Yeah, I want to run like help you with your script.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
man. Like sometimes I
Don't
used
give
to
us
go,
anything.
I used to go through the entire script in my head by myself.
Yeah.
Then get to like the auditions early so I can run it with someone.
Serious.
Yeah, like I run the whole thing by myself. I run the entire script. Then when I get, I'll get like to the auditions early and get someone to go through it with me. So you have to like. You have to work for it. It's not just gonna come
You have
and
to
like
want it.
sit on your lap and be like, "Hi, I'm here."
Yeah.
You said you deserve me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've come.
Yeah.
You're
No, it's
worthy.
definitely a lot of work.
You know,
And
people say, like, you know this quote for, oh, you're worthy of everything, you deserve everything.
if you
True.
work for it.
Facts. You deserve everything. You're
you
worthy
work
of
for
it,
it.
but please
You
put
guys
the
are
work.
exactly. Yeah.
You're not
We are manifesting, but
But
we're
you
also
can't
doing the
manifest and
work.
just sit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when you're praying to God, you pray and then you work.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
So-
know?
So,
Don't just manifest and
because
sit there.
Satan
We
has
become
moved
preachers
to
here.
Sagittarius, or Aquarius is, I don't know, Mercury is in retrograde. That nonsense, I
Yeah.
want to hear it again.
We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear
But
that.
Mercury is in retrograde.
If it is, I am big on it, but like put in the work and then watch
Yeah,
the universe
definitely.
tell you thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch the
Yeah.
universe says, my daughter, kindly, tell me.
And if
Yeah.
you're in the financial like place to up your game a little bit, because after you do like 2-3 things, either a film or a TV series, get some new pictures, write a new portfolio.
Yeah.
You can't be going for an audition 3 years later using the pictures that you used on the first like year.
Yeah.
And that's what I keep telling people, just have a portfolio. It doesn't even have to be expensive. Just
Yeah.
showing your face, showing you like 2 different outfits or even 3 if you can afford it,
That's
and have a
awesome.
portfolio.
That's
Even
awesome.
Really
on the
practical.
same on the same note, for me, the first screen things that I was in were short films that I produced with my friends.
Wow.
So
okay.
if there are no opportunities, you feel like there are no
create them.
jobs, you're not getting
Yeah.
create
Make a
them.
job. Love
And
that.
because we produced, okay, I was part of one that was produced, and then I produced 2 of them and acted in them. And those are the ones that people looked and they were like,
They're
oh,
like,
yeah,
wow,
we can act
yeah.
on
You
screen.
produce,
Wow.
wait.
This
That
is
is a big
savage.
point. That is a big point.
Savage.
You've just skimmed through it.
Yeah.
Say it again. So you produced it.
Yes, and starred in it. And it was for a competition that we won. And then
That you won.
Yes.
Jordan.
But do I say?
Jordan.
But do I say? But do I say? And that's what like got my foot into the door.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes it
Creating
can,
your own opportunities.
yeah, you can be like,
Wow,
oh,
wow.
you know, people in
Great
the
learn
people are usually like, oh my gosh, there are cartels in this industry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's usually the same people on screen. It's usually da da da. But you can prove to people
Yeah.
that you are also worthy of being in that space
Yeah.
by
Exactly.
You know, I used to
creating
say the
something
same
that
thing, yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
I am thoroughly impressed.
I'm blown away.
Thoroughly.
Yeah.
Thoroughly.
I used to say the same thing, and then now I'm that person that everyone's like, oh my god, Joyce is on everything. And you know, let me tell you what happened. I actually saw I saw Brenda Wairimo on Mali, and then I saw her on MTV Sugar. I'm like, oh my god, it's possible. Even me, I can do that instead of saying, oh my god,
The
she's on
mindset.
everything. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's cool. And you know, it was someone in my demographic because we're so used to seeing Akina Kenambali, you know, these guys
Yeah.
for Tausi on TV. And I was
Yeah.
like, a lady about
could be
my
done.
age doing, I was like, you know what, instead of saying
Yeah.
I'm seeing the same faces,
Yeah.
let me go look for this job.
It's my turn now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my turn.
Yeah.
And
I
it's your
love-
turn for
And
sure.
it was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
it
it.
still
Yeah,
is.
like-
Yeah.
I'm
Still
telling you,
is.
it's become
That's
more.
not changing.
Yeah.
Not anytime
It's
soon.
just now on other things, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
I have another question, and we discussed this with Pascal because he mentioned it in his previous, when we were doing the episode with him, the financial discipline that's required now when the checks start coming in,
Yeah.
when the success actually starts coming in. Could you talk
Mm.
about your financial literacy and your education in that?
Well, first of all, me and Pascal have gone for a lot of auditions, very broke
Yeah.
young adults.
Yeah.
Wow, if there's someone
Yeah.
we've been through it, we've been through
That was
it.
your yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so definitely money management is very important. And I can't remember who I was telling this. I don't know if I said it on chat, but I told people, listen, if you earn 10K a month and you can't manage 10K, you're not going to manage 100K. Start now, even though it's 50, even though it's 20 bob.
Come
And this is
on.
something I learned from my dad.
We're
because when I
dropping
was-
gems.
Yeah,
My
'cause,
God.
when I was younger, we used to give us piggy banks, and my dad hated carrying around coins. So he'd come home and give me some coins, give my brother some coins. We put them in the piggy bank and we'd open them every other holiday, like April, August, December. Whatever is in there, you use it to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So that's where I learned you need to save. Even though it's 100
Wow.
bob a day, 50 bob a day, whatever you can
Yeah.
from the 10K, and when you can, so that when you get the 100K a month or 200K a month, you'll be fine. There's this guy who won the jackpot for M-Pesa in Langata. He won it in December. He won, I think, 100 million, and now he's broke.
Yeah.
Money management is so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Save what you have. Even though it's 2 bob a day, at the end of the month, if you save 2 bob for 30
Yeah.
days,
Exactly.
you know, it'll
Yeah.
be something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 16% tax. Oh, sorry.
His mind went there.
Just doing the math.
Things are not
Yeah,
tax.
No, like windfall.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Okay. I think, of course, because I think both of us, we're in TV and we're actors and content creators, you have streams of income coming in, and how you use it is so important, and it determines so much. I usually say right now I'm building my foundation. People can be like, oh my gosh, Foi, I'm like,
This is still the foundation.
we're still building.
Yeah.
We're not even,
Okay.
we're nowhere.
This
Like,
What is the foundation? What do you want?
the world, I want everything.
Yes.
More than anything in it.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's what we say on the phone. I want everything.
Yeah, this guy.
Wow.
Like we slept, what 12:30?
Yeah, I want everything.
Leave nothing.
Yeah.
I'll shoot tomorrow with Foi.
They're so dramatic. They're so dramatic, our conversations.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Those are your phone
We can
calls.
see, we can see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like for me, I really believe in investing in yourself, and in terms of like even as a content creator, like the first thing I spent my money on, like a big chunk of my money was a camera, and then after that it was a laptop, and I haven't even spent I'm up to date, and I started working when I was 19. I haven't spent like a significant amount of money on just leisure. I've gone for a holiday for 100,000
You invest
or
in
200,000.
yourself.
I have never ever like. I have this thing, and maybe I used to have a scarcity mentality that I have worked on over time, so I can spend a bit more on like leisure. But like, it has to be like you have to have a sense of discipline.
Yeah.
You can literally go somewhere and spend 50K in a night, but like the next day you're broke.
Man,
Exactly.
like an upside
And
down.
you don't know
what
when
I
you're gonna
mean?
get your next job,
Yeah.
especially in this industry.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
wow.
especially for us, because we spend so much of our time working. Like we could be on trips with our friends and our families.
Yeah.
We could be in the clubs and whatever. We're not going to just spend that money on leisure. Like we've
Yeah.
worked for it.
Yeah.
When you guys were in the club until 6 a.m., I was waking up to go on set. When you guys were going to Mombasa for a week, I was shooting a film. You know what I mean?
Sacrifice,
So you
yeah.
have to like take care of that money.
That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
But obviously,
taking
don't be
notes.
stingy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also something else to struggle with. I'm starting to believe in the spirit of abundance.
Yes.
Like I used to like just seeing
Amen.
my money in a
Yes.
savings account. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I've removed 2K. Okay, it's 50K. Okay, no, let me put back the you know, you need to
Yeah.
start believing in like, don't touch it. Oh my God, 2,000. No.
Uchungu ya pesa.
Yeah.
Uchungu ya
Yeah,
pesa.
you
Pain
start
of money.
believing in like
yeah.
the
It's gonna
spirit
come,
of abundance,
yeah.
and the minute you do, like your phone will be ringing with jobs.
Wow.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Your phone
yeah.
will be what?
Ringing with calling you for jobs, man.
Come in.
Honestly,
Yo.
like the minute I did that, I was like, hi Joyce, we need you for. Hi Joyce, we need you for. I'm like, oh my God.
Blueprint.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
This is
Blueprint.
incredible.
These girls have the blueprint.
Yeah, they have dropped so many. I hope they've taken these gems. This is incredible. I want us to, first of all, take a second to acknowledge Crime and Justice, Episode 2.
Yes. This girl.
Foi
whoa.
Wambui. Foi Wambui. Absolutely. I
Fantastic.
watched that the day before yesterday,
Yeah.
and I said to you when I texted you, like,
Yeah.
you know when you get that feeling where your nose is tingling, your eyes are hot. I was like,
Me too. I was
yeah,
like,
I
I'm not gonna cry.
gangster, gangster.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Honestly,
me too.
incredible.
Thank
So,
you.
That's
like,
the first thing I
you.
told her. I was like, I
Yeah.
almost cried.
Thank
That's
you.
Blown
really
away.
happens, not
Yeah,
Blown
she
away.
was like, eh.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you,
Your
thank
realness
you. It was
Yeah.
it was hard.
You did well though.
It was my most difficult and my most rewarding role
Wow.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I cried a lot,
Yeah.
not just on screen, because I was really trying to really be vulnerable for this role, because I felt the pain of my character, and I knew that a lot of women have gone through
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
and it would be a disservice if I didn't do this role justice, because
Absolutely.
I'm standing in that gap
Yeah.
of so many women and so many children who've been abused when they're young. So I decided I'm gonna be the most vulnerable I have ever been on this
Yeah.
role.
And you were.
And let me tell you, I broke down. Even like the first scene when we were done, I was like, I need a minute, and I went to
my
a corner and I
God.
was weeping.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Actually weeping because my heart was breaking, but also because my heart was breaking so much throughout the shoot. I healed a lot of my wounds as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because like it makes you remember a lot of your childhood, a lot of
Yeah.
memories. Maybe it's not directly like you are not
Yeah.
Yeah, but
molested or
something you
whatever.
saw,
Yeah.
had.
Because you have to tap into something in your
Yeah.
own life as well. Maybe your relationship with your family, maybe
Yeah.
something. You have to tap into something so that you remember what that feeling feels like.
Yeah.
And so it made me heal a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's beautiful.
it was a lot.
I can imagine. Like,
really
honestly, it was
Yeah.
incredible. And because we asked this question to Pascal and Anana, I want to know, because that's a show on Showmax done at such a high level.
Yeah.
I want to know from you guys, how are you seeing the future of the creative industry here? Because we're seeing Showmax, Netflix, and things being propelled, like, and it's just going up and up and up. How are you seeing the trajectory of the Kenyan industry and the African industry as a whole?
I mean, I think we're doing great. Like when I started, like what was local content? You know what I mean? Like even it's like very few people used to watch local content, but now that they're really like pushing it, it's so great because I was talking to someone who was telling me about how, you know, Netflix chooses where they go, and it's because they need to see a value for their money.
Yes.
They go to South Africa
business.
because if there's a show, 1 million people are watching the premiere.
Yes.
If they go to Nigeria, 2 million people are watching the premiere.
Wow.
So if we just encourage each other to keep watching, like keep every Kenyan thing you see on Netflix, let it be number one, let it be number one, and that's how they're going to come to Kenya and be like, okay, if we're, well, how many are we, like 50 million?
Yeah.
Like if they can even get like 1 shilling from 50 million people, that would mean so much. It will make the like such a big difference. In Nigeria, they're like 200 million. So even if just 50 million watch, they're making money. Same with South Africa. There are a lot of their Guinea is big, but if just even half or 75% of them watch their local content, they make money. So I think that's just what I encourage Kenyans to do. Let's watch our own shows.
But I think even just because we have now these platforms, we have different shows, we have the manpower and the opportunity to have as many shows as possible.
And the talent.
There's Monica, there's, you know, all these other shows on Showmax. But I hope people start watching them as much as we're watching international content. Because right now, if I ask even the audience, how many people have watched all the 5, are they 5? Yeah, there are 5 shows on Netflix, Kenyan films on Netflix. Have you watched all of them? If you haven't,
go watch them.
There's a problem.
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why though?
Yeah.
why?
Why though?
Yeah.
You know, people sit back and they're like, oh no, we don't like Kenyan content because it's poor quality. Netflix
We
does
give you
not
good quality and
Netflix
then you
doesn't
don't
pick
watch.
poor quality
Mancho
content.
either does not pick.
Come on, plug that in. Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, so we have to, I agree, we have to start watching, we have to start supporting, we have to keep pushing. Even if it's bad feedback, if you didn't like what Foi was wearing, it's fine. Talk about it.
Talk about it, exactly. It's
Talk
still,
about
you know,
it.
engagement.
Talk about
You're
it.
still engaging with the content.
You know, like Nigeria, the Afro cinema, like it's sometimes
It's so, you know.
it's cringe
Yeah.
sometimes,
It's
but we
very
watch
cringe.
because it's of popularity.
Exactly.
Everyone is watching it, so we're watching it even if it's trash.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to watch this Afro cinema. Hey, that guy did what? He disappeared into thin
In
air.
a cloud of smoke.
He turned into a dog.
Let me go watch it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the day that everything you watch on TV is like Kenyan content. That will be like,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Amazing.
Because we feel the non-Kenyan content with, you know, Nigerian content, telenovela content. I can't wait for all of that to be.
The incredible opportunity for Kenyans, I think, is when you look at the economics of TV right now, is the fact that Kenyans speak very good English, are very articulate, and now we're still looking at acting quality jump through the roof, and also the content of like the quality of video quality and the actual technical quality of what's happening on screen. So I think the next level for Kenya right now is support, just the support that we require, like you girls are saying. Once we break that barrier, you'll be surprised how many of our actresses will win Oscars. Not naming names. Not naming names.
Both of us are here.
Yeah,
Remember
We'll be
us.
there just like,
the lady to my right.
Yeah.
Not naming names.
Remember us. Guys, I want to just say, on behalf of the creative industry, young people, young women, you're a standard that they can look up to, and what you guys are doing is absolutely incredible. And you're she's gonna start crying again. You're pushing the envelope, and when people put their talent forward and they go through those 2-3 years, even more, of not getting those jobs but persisting, it makes it easier for other people. So thank you for everything you've done. Please keep doing it.
Thank you.
And we're gonna watch all the content we can.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Fantastic.
watch all the
Do
videos we
it.
can.
Do it.
Yeah.
I hope I hope at some point it will be easier, because what's the point of doing what we do if it doesn't get
Make
better?
it easier for exactly.
You know,
Because like the fact that I went all that I went through made it easier for Foi.
Yeah.
Foi going through what you went through. Because
someone
you
else.
guys forget we're in different generations.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
what
We're
Foi is
trying to
doing is
make-
gonna make it easier for
Someone else.
It doesn't have to be hard for all of us.
Yeah.
You know.
They are from different generations, but it does not show.
It does not show. We
Thank you.
moisturize over here. We moisturize over
Baby
here.
girl.
We're both 16.
And drink water.
Amazing.
guys.
Yeah. Last word. Just what's something someone needs to watch or someone needs to see? Just last words from you two. Someone needs to watch, someone needs to see.
In terms of like a film.
Content, anything.
Content,
a book,
anything.
content
Yeah.
that
Book.
can help them.
That can help them move
Yeah.
forward. The
Anything.
one piece of information
That if you were to say,
online that
read,
has
watch
really
this. Yeah.
given you value.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would just say follow all the acting pages on Instagram. There are a few of them. I think there's Actors Club, Film Africa. I can't remember the other ones, but you know, do your research, find them, follow them, constantly go there to look if they have new
Yeah.
auditions. Even though you don't fit the
Yeah.
script, just go. Oh, Nekana too. And
Yeah.
then, you know.
There
On
could be
Uganda.
something.
You'll give us the names. We'll actually put it here so
Yeah.
people can go.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Foi?
So yeah, that's
Okay, because she said something acting related. Maybe I can say just for me, I think it's self-help and self-awareness content. And development. I consume a lot of that. And I think as an actor, as you need a certain level of self-awareness to be able to portray any character. You need to be able to note emotions in your life, like times you felt anger, times you felt pride or ego,
or even though you don't have them,
or like
you need to channel them from
yeah,
Yeah.
so I think a lot of self-awareness comes into that, and so consuming a lot of that content, you know, reading a lot of books when it comes to that really helps.
Amazing.
Yeah, even if you're not an actor, generally it helps
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Oscar, we've learned something today. As always, I love it.
May
I
these
love
girls
it.
are hey,
Savages.
savages.
Yeah.
Savages.
Guys.
How is it?
M-Pesa,
We've
now
set
to
the bar
M-Pesa.
high for the first
Hey.
Very
Yeah.
high for the
Yeah.
first women.
We don't even know where we're going to go from here.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly,
M-Pesa.
see we buy them breakfast.
Yeah, let's have breakfast
Let's-
after this.
let's
Let's do
have
it. Let's do it.
breakfast,
Thank you, Art
Okay.
Caffe, for having us. Like we said at the beginning, we're in what's the mall called?
Gallant.
Gallant Mall on Parklands Road,
Yeah.
and we've got some Art of the City cups. So come get a coffee, and like we will say, you can sit where we were sat.
No, we can say what we
Yeah.
decide.
Thank you, guys.
But
Cheers.
no, we don't. Not with these ladies though.
No.
have to
You
work
can't
hard.
sit with
We
us.
have to work hard.
We're not easily
Yeah.
accessible, that's a problem.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
I love that. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you on the next one.